Hello, good afternoon, good morning, welcome back to VIOC. Action, this is your boy, Mr. Leon Hunt, better known as Mr. Ras Books, one time for the one time count, cool, count, quench. And here is again another special show, as we always have every weekend. Well, today is actually really unique because, we've been already, so we had a whole session about our Olympians, our past Olympians for the Virgin Islands. And we have a unique situation on this particular show because a big event that got coming up. So we're gonna take some time away from highlighting all our Olympians, and then kind of change gears, and then we'll come back with that some other weeks ahead of time. And then you guys over there from last week, we had a great St. Croix agriculture fair. That was amazing. I was over there, enjoy all the great food, the people, the food, and guess what? Some more food. So had a great time over there, seeing a lot of athletes over there as well. So we got lots of action going on, and again, this is 2020, so we're getting ready for our, of course, 20 Tokyo Olympic Games, which is going to be really unique because I will be there. We got a lot of our athletes gearing up for competition, for qualification, because as we get into the new, well, as we enter to the new year, going into our spring semester or the springtime, it's a lot of qualifications for all the different discipline of sports. So in the next couple of weeks, we should be hearing a lot of great news from different organizations and federations to see what our athletes results have been going. But hey, we got that going on the line. But today it's all cool. Cause guess what? Today we got a basketball player that's in right now, and this is gonna be his first time on the air, and we won't get to hear all about it. Cause we got a big competition coming up on the 24th. We're gonna be playing Cuba, for our national team playing Cuba in down in UVI in St. Thomas. So if you guys here, come out check out the game. So we're gonna get some more highlights on the thing. So we're gonna kind of be presenting the game and see what we got, what kind of action we got coming in. All right. So today's show we got Mr. Jackson. Mr. Jackson, how's everything going? Jervan Jackson, that is.
How you doing? How you doing? I'm well. I can't complain.
Uh,
Just taking it one day at a time. Preparing for the game in a couple of days. It's been a long week, a long journey getting this far to be able to be as productive as we can. But we definitely looking forward to this competition and looking forward to qualifying for Tokyo, as
Yeah,
you said.
yeah, because I mean, we always had a great basketball. Well, we always had great basketball players. Then we always get to these tournaments, and we always put like our last big game was when we was in Panam games, and we always get stuck with the major teams, man. Either the USA, we either get the Mexico, we either get Canada. But I think this time around, I think we're gonna be okay. I think we kind of got the knowledge now. We kind of got our players on board to even work together, and I'm
That's
positive
right.
on it. You know what I mean?
As we all should be. As you said, we have the players on board. We all want to work together. We are going for one thing and one thing only, to come up with a W. So at the end of the day, we sacrificing ourselves for each other. Regardless, we are our brother's keepers. So we're gonna do whatever it takes to make sure we stand strong and we hold off whoever is in front of us.
I hear that. So before we go on to this game, because that's the highlights of everything. Let the people know who Mr. Jackson is. All right. So let's start out. So where was you born at?
I'm born and raised in St. Thomas,
Uh,
Virgin Islands.
all right. So the man
Yeah,
is a rock man.
yeah.
Okay. Basketball. Where did you go high school?
Well, I started off at Udork in my ninth grade year.
Mm-hmm.
First year in ninth grade. Well, as you know, I played varsity, and when I played varsity, I was one of the advanced players, and it was to a point that some coaches saw me in the States, and they actually recruited me to come to Miami to play. And myself and a fellow other Virgin Islanders, a few other Virgin Islanders was up there as well, and we all played on this team. So did senior high school in Homestead, and I further my career going to prep for my senior year. Um, that was in South Kent, Connecticut,
Mm-hmm.
and when I got to that level of basketball, things really, really changed because I was playing with the top, like I'm talking about the top players in the nation. Fellow teammates, Isaiah Thomas as well as Deion Waiters, Jinsu Kim from Korea, Hassan Sene, he went to Virginia. We had a lot of elite players on our team playing
So
against people like Brandon Jennings, OJ Mayo at the time. Um, it was just a whole lot. Tyreek Evans
wait.
and
All right. So
yeah,
wait. So you went from St. Thomas to Florida, South Florida. How was that transition from being on a small territory, in a small island, and then going to the mainland and adapting to that to a whole brand new team? How was that transition?
man, to be honest with you, it wasn't easy. It was a fight because I wasn't used to being pushed to the limit.
Mm-hmm.
And for being one of the better players down here as a freshman in St. Thomas, it came so easy. So I felt like my game could only evolve so much,
Mm-hmm.
moving on to the next level. But when I got to the mainland, like you said, things were a little different. I wasn't the main person anymore. It was like, nah, you ain't nobody. Like
Mm-hmm.
you just as good as the next person next to you. So you gotta fight to earn your spot, and that's exactly what I did. So again, just in Florida itself, it was I wasn't even ranked in the top 10 players. So it was like, wow, in my class, and
Right,
I was
right,
just a
right.
sophomore going. It was just like, wow, like who are these people, and I want to play against them. So I did what I had to do to put myself in the best position to make sure that I got to the place I needed to get to. And as a result, I just became better and better and better. And coaches saw that, colleges saw that. Unfortunately, I suffered some injuries that slowed me
Mm-hmm.
down, but outside of that, it still worked out that I was able to get a full scholarship and got my education. And now I here still doing the things I love to do as
So
far as basketball goes.
so I see that a lot with I will at least being from the Virgin Islands that a lot of us here are really talented and skilled and is until we actually get to leave the territory and then go to elsewhere, another island or to the mainland or even across the world for competition and tournaments, then we really see like, oh man, we were just really just another number, you know what I mean? Like everybody where we at now,
That is
it's
true.
everybody's bigger,
Okay.
stronger and faster. So you like, okay. So getting our athletes here in the Virgin Islands to understand, okay, you might be really good here, but you gotta be great here to be just a number when you leave off the island, and then when you go there, you got a whole nother journey to conquer. You know what I mean? But the good thing about being
That's
from the Virgin
what
Islands and they've been going through that is that many of our athletes go to the other um, regions of the world and actually push far. So I can honestly say a large percentage of our athletes who leave the country go someplace else and play ball, play tennis, bowling. Well, I can put bowling there because Sydney over here from St. Croix. Yeah, me and her got thing of same. Is bowling is really a sport, but guess what? It is a sport. But anyways, but wherever it is that whatever discipline is, we leave here, we go someplace, we push, and we become one of the main players in that particular field. And I think that's something that the Virgin Island athletes that we have to share and to take it to the next level. So, and use a product of that. So, in going through high school, just as everybody went through, then like you say, you got injuries and everything, but you still was able to get a scholarship. Great, because a lot of us
that's
either
right.
got a scholarship or you got to pay for school, and if we got to pay for school, we probably ain't gonna go to school because the heck it's expensive, just like any other school, but it's really tough. So you
That's
came
right.
out on the good side to having to get a scholarship, and you say you went to Kent State.
No, no, I went to South Kent Prep. That was
Okay,
that was
South
my
Kent
senior
Prep.
year of high
Okay,
school.
and then
Yeah,
and where is that located?
that's in Connecticut.
Okay,
That's
so you
in
went to so
Connecticut.
you
In
leave
Connecticut, yeah.
so you left nice Florida, nice hot down there to go to Connecticut. Was this the first time you was up there when it was cold?
Yep,
All right.
yep. It's
So
the first time I experienced snow.
So you went there, you like, dude, like, yo, we get snowed on. Hey, never seen this thing before. Like, did that affect your psyche, your mental, your physical?
Honestly, it didn't. At times I would feel a type of way because it's just not what I'm used to. But I know what it is I had to do, and
Mm-hmm.
regardless of whatever, it's only for a moment in time. I wasn't gonna be there forever. It was for me to move on to my next journey wherever
Right.
I had to go, and I know I just had to make all the sacrifices to make sure I get through and get it done. So I did what I had to do.
All right. And so this was the prep school. So that mean this was like, I guess in most prep school, this is everybody 12th grade and or at least 13th grade, I would say, because they get to go to school for that extra year,
Extra.
um, and then they get to be put in a pool on that 13th year, to where they enter into like yeah, prep school where they get the Oak Hills and so forth and play
Yeah.
competition against these particular schools, and then get advantage of course increasing your points in your stats to where college now could come see you and say, okay, well, yeah, like if you'd have went to college that first year, which would have been your freshman year instead of taking that extra year, you probably would have still got redshirted. But now we see how you are now. We could bring you in the next year as a true freshman and then be able to play, going into your freshman year. So was that the same way how you did?
It wasn't for that purpose.
Mm-hmm.
It was really because the opportunity was it was on the table, and there was like you either go to college and you could come in and play, or you could go and redo your senior year, although you have the scholarships on the table. And I was like, who am I going to? Who am I going to be playing with?
Right.
And from time they mentioned certain players, I was like, yeah, I want to go there. That gives me another opportunity to make it even further than what I think I would be, where I think I would be. So I took advantage of it because they were recruiting only the top players in the nation. And at that
Mm-hmm.
time, by my senior year, I made a difference, receiving many awards, region, district MVP, our district. So it put me in a really good position. I was mentioned as one of the sleepers in Florida because I didn't have all the exposure, but people start to see against certain teams that I played that were ranked teams in the state
Mm-hmm.
that I put up great numbers and I actually take the W with me. So that's how I got the recognition for that prep school to actually notice me, and
Ah,
that's why I choose to go.
man, that's great. That's great. No, so even so, we have a disadvantage for some people. Even being in Virgin Islands, that one of the things is a lot of people don't know about us. Literally, they literally don't know about us, and going to the mainland as I want to say a nobody, and being on the radar because when talent is there, people get to see talent and say, okay, where did this girl come from? Like they just came out of nowhere, and to be a person to come out of nowhere and be on the spot, like okay, like oh man, like yesterday we didn't know about you, I know today you just like okay, like you know what I mean. So I think that's one of the things too as well that we do go through an experience that we are nobody to them, and then we get on the scene and then we're like, oh wow, this person here has a lot of potential, this person is the truth, and that right there too kind of push us to where we gotta go. So I really feel that. So how was your after your senior year at the prep school? What was your other activities then?
I received a couple of scholarships to couple of Division 1 schools,
Mm-hmm.
and I kind of slipped up because I really just wanted to go high major. Like the main thing for me was I gotta be seen on TV, ESPN this, ESPN
Straight
that. No, I
D1,
need to be playing on ESPN. So
literally.
I
Right,
need
right,
the
right.
Dukes, I need the Syracuse, I need all the biggest schools, and I didn't feel like settling for a mid major. And when I was invited, I had an invitation to come to different D1 schools, but they were all mid majors,
Mm-hmm.
and I was just like, yeah, I'll let you guys know when I'll let you guys know in a couple weeks or whatever. And that was my biggest mistake because I
Mm.
decided like even up to when URI offered a scholarship on the spot, University of Rhode Island, and they were in the Atlantic. I forgot, but they were actually a high mid major, and I didn't take advantage of it, and I just like, nah, I gonna wait. And as much as I keep waiting, they didn't wait for me.
Right.
And I didn't realize how much of a business it was. That if somebody call, you better go. But
right.
that was because I just thought I was better than what I was. But I keep forgetting that everybody else out here is looking for the same thing you're looking for, and that's where I made the biggest mistake. And unfortunately, it put me in a position to have to go to a high division too, because then when I did choose to call back the different schools, there was like, we couldn't wait for you. You told us you're going to call us back at this such and such and time. I know you called in 2.5 weeks later. We had to move on because we think you moved on. And I had to respect it. I had to respect the business and respect them for that. I couldn't even get upset. So I let it be, and I just decided, okay, I have to move on. So now I'm scrambling to try to find a school.
Right, so now you had schools to go to, and then now you like, oh damn, I ain't getting no, like, I gotta look for places to go now.
Yeah, and but again, luckily, I had the right people in my corner, and my high school coach, he was really good, and being that he still had so much connection, and he had my film, he let go my film to certain schools, and I was actually had a scholarship offer from University of Montevallo. They were ranked number 12 in the nation my junior year. We lost going into the NCAA tournament, but by my senior year, we were ranked top 4 in the nation, and we made it to the national championship and lost. But throughout that part of my career, that's where injuries took place. I came out starting the first 9 games, and I was averaging anywhere between 14 to 16 points with 8 rebounds. And because I twisted and almost broke my ankle again for the second time, what happened? Everybody else waiting for you to mess up so they could step up, and that's exactly what happened. So as soon as that injury came, the next person was in line, and they started the rest of the season. I got pretty much pushed to the end of the bench, and it was an unfortunate thing for me. And certain players on the team were begging for me to be able to get my position back because they had love playing me, but they were just like, yo, ain't nothing we could do about it. It is his coach's decision still. We could ask him because we love for you to play, we love for you to get up and down, but right now he feels this is working, so we just can't run with it. I said, respect. I messed up, so somebody else take the wheel.
So
and
what
here we are today.
What year did you graduate high school?
I graduated in 2008.
2009, and then you went to university in
2008,
and then 2009 is when you went to university.
No, I actually went to that university in 2010. But my freshman year, 2008-2009 season, I went to Palm Beach Lakes Community College. That's where, I started scrambling and looking. And when I went there, my first 8 games, apparently after 8 games, you can't red shirt or you can't medical red shirt. I literally break my ankle, and it looked like a bowling ball in practice because I wanted to go so hard, and I break it, and I had to sit out the rest of the season up till even a month and a half after the season. I was still in a boot, and I was going to rehab. So I pretty much lost my freshman year, and I was trying to medical redshirt, but it couldn't happen because I played one game over. And it was an unfortunate situation. So again, with that, even up to the Division I schools that saw me, there was one if I was injury prone, they were scared to take me. But then I started walking out again in the spring, and apparently, Norfolk State was gonna bring me in for a visit, and then Stanford. Pardon me?
No, Norfolk State, the MEACs.
Yeah, MEAC conference. Stanford was looking to offer me a partial scholarship, but then was going to give me an academic scholarship because of my grades as well. So they were going to make it work because they didn't have no space, but they really wanted to work with me. And after that day, my coach told me he got in contact with the assistant coach from Oklahoma. They want to see me. They want to bring me on a visit. And here I am working out during the summer, getting ready to go on these visits after my freshman year. And unfortunately, I popped my knee out of place. And it was just like, when can I catch a break?
Oh, man, I guess all right, let's take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back in VLC action talking to Mr. Jackson to see how this one break end up to this other break. All right.